Hello, everybody. Welcome one more time to Talking Talayotic. Honestly, this is the third time I've been recording this, and I never get it right. So I hope that if you're listening to this, find that it's the right one. I just want to say hi to everybody. I'm really glad and thankful to all of you, and I really want to say this, and I haven't seen it before. But I really want to say thank you to all of you who are there listening, who are there. I don't know, seeing the videos, the ones that you're seeing in YouTube. I honestly appreciate a lot those people who've been sending me messages. You just heard the pfft, and I think I left the the smelly thing on because not long ago I cooked and was still smelling a little bit like lamb. So either way, I want to say thank you to all of those people who've been texting me and encouraging me to continue doing this. I'm really happy and really excited about this project, and I'm pretty new at it. I'm not experienced in it, so I don't know. I'm just really glad for that, and I hope you like it. I hope you continue doing it. I hope you share it, and as I said not long ago in the post, I think when you see this, it will be a week before ago. Let me know if you like it. Let me know what you think about it, what you want me to talk about, and whatever goes through your mind. Okay. Either way, today podcast is not going to be an interview. I'm not going to have any guest. I'm not going to have any script. I never had a script before. Well, like the first one, I had the script with Marcos, more or less. I mean, not script, but just points. But I don't want a script. I just want this to be something that comes from the heart. And I will talk a little bit about why a podcast, why this one, why this word, what does it mean, Talking Talayotic, who I am, for those of you who don't know. I don't know, I'm just going to talk a little bit and open myself. The first thing is, my name is Joan. I think I never presented. My name is Joan. I'm 21. I come from Spain. I'm currently living in Sweden. I'm speaking in English. I want to do the podcast in English. It's not my language. It's not my mother language. My language is Menorcan and Spanish. And then it comes English. I've been talking for a while in English. For a couple of years only in English. Some moments Spanish, of course Menorcan, but only in English. I don't have the best English. I don't have the British Oxford English. I have street English. I don't know, just by learning by talking and learning what it was English back in time. But I honestly learned a lot when I was working back in the hotel. The ones that you actually saw the podcast before with Fabio and Marcos, you know which hotel I'm talking about. So that was, I'm just going to excuse myself in case that I say about a word that is not pronounced correctly, or I trip a little bit, or whatever, because even in my mind it's still going in English. I don't know, it's a strange feeling that behind that English, if I don't see it, there's still the Spanish or the Menorcan, like, pushing it. And especially when I'm talking, I don't know, like this, like something that would normally talk with my parents or with my friends or whatever. So I'm just excusing in case of. Either way, let's get into it. My name, as I said before, is Joan. I'm 21. I'm from Spain. I'm currently living in Sweden. I'm a basketball coach full-time. I'm a basketball teacher that is not the same as a coach. I'm teaching in a college here in Sweden. I'm also a basketball player, even though the situation right now is fucked up and they don't let us train. I'm still a basketball player. I'm also doing this podcast, as you know, and I'm working in a couple of other things that we are going to talk, actually, and it's the t-shirt that I have. And I'm sorry, but this will be a little bit of promotion too, apart of the one that you have before this one. I'm really thankful for that, actually. What else? I mean, I don't know. I would say I've been a strange kid, always. Different. because of my mentality, my way of thinking, my way of doing things. Basically, because I don't give a fuck about anything, and I speak clear, and I have no filter. And sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's really bad, and I just accept it. I work on the things that they are bad, and I don't give a fuck about the other things. Basically, I'm a person that I think a lot of people can relate with this, but if I don't like something, I don't do it, and there's no way you will change my mind into doing it. So whatever I do, I always take it serious, and I always do it because I enjoy doing it. So that answers the second question: is this podcast serious? Yes, it is. In a meaning that anything that I do is always serious for me. Okay, I have no experience, and I honestly couldn't give less of a fuck about it. I just want to have a place that I can actually talk. I always loved this. I mean, the setup that I have here: camera, computer, and recorder, and microphone, and this, and lights that they are like, yeah, normal lights, but still lights. I know I am someone that is quite extravagant. I like to talk. I'm not afraid of talking with a lot of people. I'm not afraid of teaching and yelling and these things. I'm teaching, like, this is a thing that a lot of people will be like, me neither. Yeah, I know, but other people will be like, okay. Like my girlfriend, for example, she is like completely the opposite of me. She doesn't like to be in the spotlight. She doesn't want to be in front of people. And the idea that I'm coaching or that I'm teaching in the gymnasium, how it's called in Swedish, in the college. At the college, yeah, that I'm teaching around 20-something kids scares the hell out of her, and at the club, basketball club also. And I tried to pull her a little bit into it, and it's not her thing. She's not able, even though she's in the army. She was in the army, but she's not able of that, and I totally love her like that. Still, I'm completely the opposite. I like to be in front of people. I like to talk, and I'm not afraid of taking a microphone and give a speech in front of people, wherever. I can get nervous, but I love it. I honestly love it. My girlfriend says that I always like to be in the spotlight, and I have to say, yes, in a way, not in another one. But yeah, that's the thing. Sorry, drinking some water here. This is the second time that I filmed this today, so I'm sorry for that. Either way, I was explaining a little bit about myself. I always ask the same questions to the guests, and in the interviews, I think it's time for me to do the same. So, who I am, where do I come from, how did I reach here, a little bit about everything. Well, I'm from Menorca. Menorca is a small island in Spain. It's in the Balearic, in the Balearic Islands. Mediterranean Sea is between, let's say like this, is between Barcelona and Italy, kind of, okay? And most of you will know where is Mallorca. So let's say that this, Mallorca is in the middle, Ibiza, that a lot of people know, is on the bottom, Menorca is in the top. So it will be like Menorca, Mallorca, Ibiza, and then Formentera. So I'm from that top island. It's a small island. Smaller than Mallorca, but I have to say I love it much more than Mallorca. And sorry if I hurt anybody here, but I love it much more. I don't know, it's my island, it's different, it's more nature, it's more sea, it's more tourism, I don't know, it's not a city, you know? So I like it better. So I grew up there, in a really loving family, I have to say. Always around animals like dogs. I remember, and I think this is really important. I grew up next to dogs, and later on with cats. That was a change, but still. My parents are photographers. They haven't done this for their whole life. They did a lot of things. They put a lot of effort. They showed me and they teach me what it is hard work and kind of suffering for, I don't know, fighting for what you want to do. And I think that that brought me also where I'm here, where I am right now, and that mentality that I have. So they are photographers. They are doing full-time that. They are professionals. I would like to joke about it. They're not professionals. They are professionals. They miss the R, and I know they will be looking at this. So it's our joke. I really recommend them. If you are in Menorca, or if you ever go to Menorca. If not, either way, just search in Instagram Foto Nueve with FFOTO Nueve NUEVE. Is, I mean, I don't know. I think is impressive. I think it's impressive, and not because they are my parents, but because it's another way, another style of photography. It's not like artistic photography. I would not say like that. It's, I don't know, emotional photography, or like feeling photography. I don't know. It's just like looking at the pictures. It interests me or something, and that's the goal for them. And I have to say that they really did it. So I really recommend you to check it out if you like photography, if you like modeling, if you like the artistic world. Just check them out. They're really good. I will maybe leave a link below if I remember, or whatever. Just search FOTONUEVE in Foto Nueve in Instagram or Facebook. You will find them. So I grew up there. My parents were always into gym. They were quite fit, I have to say. They were. They're getting there, but they were really, really big. They were really fit. And my mom was a basketball player in a high league, actually. So when I was around 3, I started to play basketball too. And my life had been always around basketball, and that explains why I'm still in basketball and why it's such an important thing that I'm living on basketball. There's a lot of confusion here. There are a lot of people saying it, and my mom tells me this. Actually, that there are a lot of people saying this, like, oh yeah, like you're doing the same as your mom. Sorry, no, I'm not doing exactly the same as my mom. I just like same things as my mom, just because I like it. Or as my parents, doesn't mean that I'm doing the same because they want it. It's just because I chose it. So yeah. So I grew up there. I went to a public school in the beginning. Then I changed to a private school where I was more or less 9, and it was not a good experience, I have to say. I don't know if there will be anybody from that period listening to this. I highly doubt. But it was not a good experience. I will tell you especially why. I was in a town. It's called Alayor. It's just in the middle of the island. And I was playing basketball in the capital, in Mahon. The thing is, the rivalry was really big. We were a harder team and better team. And the club from Alayor was not that good. And I mean, you know what it is like being that age, playing in another club and beating them up in the court, not fighting, but just because we were better, winning them. And next day go to school and be like, yeah, and having trainings at the evenings and go to school maybe with the outfit because you had to take the bus and go. So it was not a really good experience. And as I said, I've been always a quite strange guy. Because of my mentality, because I didn't give a fuck about saying the things how they were. And I'm a person that I would say I like revenge, but not in the meaning that I search for it, but like if you treat me bad, I'm going to treat you bad. That's how it's going to be, and I don't care, In that moment, like if you treat me bad, it's because you don't care about me. So why the fuck should I care about you? That's how it is, and I have no filter to say things in any moment. Not if I'm mad, less. But if I'm not mad, either way, I still don't have any filter. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. So, well, I went to that private school for some years, and then I switched back again to the public school. When it was a better experience, I have to say. A little bit strange, especially coming from a private one. But yeah, I grew up there, and I switched a couple of times of teams because some reasons they were going on there inside, and ended up in a team that I now consider my team, like my home team. Like if they ask me where did I go to play basketball, what's my club in Menorca, I will say also that always that team. There's La Salle Mahon. That's my team. Is where I felt like home. Is where I felt like the moment that I stepped in, I was like, okay, that's different. I feel good here. We can lose or we can win more, but still, like the feeling that I have with these people is different. And I think that's when I started to really grow as a basketball player. I started to coach there too, just because I want to help. I mean, I have to say it was quite an experience when I got inside there, because years before I was volunteering in a volunteer group in Menorca, and we were going to help in the basketball team, the highest basketball team in Menorca, where years ago, before I started volunteering, they were in the highest league in basketball. And there were a couple of players that I do remember. I have some pictures with them, and there was one player that I do remember a lot, and his name is Francesc Sabater, and he's from Barcelona. He was playing in Menorca, and I don't know, I always liked his style of playing, different than Magic. It's just, if you know about basketball, you know who is Magic Johnson. So kind of that, like a lot of assisting, more than scoring, more assisting. I always liked him, and when I was volunteering there, I had a chance to meet him and this and that. So my surprise was when I started in that club in La Salle Mahon, to find him as a coach, and actually as my coach the first year. And that was so weird and so great. I don't know, it was so great that person that I was looking up to was suddenly my coach. So when I got into that, he was coaching. That was a great year. And he was also coaching another team, a girls team, a small girls team. And one day I was there, like, waiting to train, and I thought, like, I was coaching. I wasn't coaching that moment, but I thought, like, maybe he needs some help because he's alone, and there are a lot of girls, and I can actually give a hand here. I'm 14, I think I was 14, 15 in that moment, and I know about basketball, so I can probably give a hand. So I started to help him, and I got interested in that, and this and that, and this and that, and so I took the course. I got my basketball coach degree, and I started to coach. And so the crazy thing, after that year, when he coached me, Francesc Sabater coached me, I started to coach. The next year, or the other one, when I was 16, I think. Yeah, 16. I started in the Division 3 in that club. And it started the same way, because they were needed somebody. I was there. I was waiting to take a ride and go back home, because the coach was, like, passing through my town when he was coming back. So I was waiting for him, and they needed somebody else. So I started to train. He liked me, and I started to train with them, and then I started to play with them. And the thing is, I started to play with Francesc Sabater, with that person that I was looking up for. And that was just crazy. I mean, I got the chance to see him, to know him, to ref him years before. Or ref his team, not him, but his little kids team. And be able to be his player, his helper as a coach, and then playing with him. That was just mind-blowing, especially, like, being 16. So I started to learn a lot. I have so much memories from that years. Some really good ones, some really funny ones. Other ones not that good. But yeah, I mean, I was the young guy, so I was receiving all the shit, basically. And I'm going to actually talk about one special day. I mean, I was a young kid, so that means they were trying to trick me all the freaking time. Like, there was one day Then we were in the airport. We flight to Mallorca. No, Mallorca. Yeah, I think it was Mallorca to play. And when we were coming back, it looks like they took my identification, and without me knowing it. So everybody went inside the plane, and I was there like searching my fucking identification. I was like, "Fuck, I'm fucked up." I mean, I'm thinking in Mallorca, I don't even know what to do, And I was searching options and this and that. So, I mean, I found a loophole, let's say like this, that says that to flight, you just need a card that says your name, your surnames. In Spain, we have 2 surnames. Your surnames, a picture of you, and your identification number. So I had one bus card that actually said all that information. So that means I can fly. So I showed it, and then I realized that the girl that was attending me, she had my identification. It looked like the guys took it, gave it to her, and told her like to do that to me, to trick me. And so yeah, I spent like maybe 10 minutes there when she had the card all the time. So when I went inside the plane, it was just crazy. Everybody like clapping, like laughing at me and this and that. But that was not the thing. The thing was, that was one of the times. The worst one, I would say, and the most funny one, because I would say funny because they couldn't trick me at the end. Because if they could have done that, if I didn't realize about it, I would be fucked up. Okay? So, the thing is like this. We are in finals. We are flying to Mallorca. We play the game. We win. We go to to a place. And we are coming back with the cars and this and that, So we reach the airport, and we start to go in. And I see, but normally these guys are walking quite slow and talking, and I'm the young one. I just go, I just want to get the seat and sit down. I'm tired. So suddenly they were all in front of me. I was like, okay, something is going on, So we reach the control and the metal detector and everything. And I see that everybody's in front of me, kind of like waiting for me to pass through the metal detector or to something, because they were not even they were the worst actors you could ever see, but they were on the other side, like doing like they were putting the belts on and like putting everything in the bag, but they were like just like moving stuff around and just looking at me, not doing actually anything. So we're like, okay, hold on. And the worst thing is, I saw 4 police officers and the other side of the metal detector looking at me. That's okay. But I also saw 2 other ones in where the bag goes in, or in the scanner, also like kind of waiting for me in a strange way, So like, okay, something is on. Something is on. They were like kind of talking between them, like and laughing, So I was like, something is on for sure. So before I passed anything, or before anything, I just started to check myself. Like, do I have my identification? Yeah. Do I have my phone? Yeah. Do I have anything on? No. Perfect. So I'm okay. Let's check my bag. So I don't know. I wasn't searching for anything because I didn't even know what I was searching for, but just like started to search. This and that. This is okay. I mean, I don't see anything strange. And okay. And this. And I was like, hold on a moment. I will check inside my basketball shoes. I don't know why. Don't ask me why I thought that. That just popped up in my mind. So I check one, everything is okay. I check the other one, it's like, oh, holy fuck, no way. I see like a paper, like something is wrapped into some kitchen paper, like from where we ate. I'm like, oh hell no. I don't like the size and the shape of this thing that is inside the paper. So I just grab it a moment and like, holy Moses, these motherfuckers just put a fucking knife in my basketball shoe. There's no fucking way they just did that. So I opened a little bit the paper, like it's still inside the bag, and I didn't want anybody to see it. Like, oh fuck, it was a fucking knife, for where we ate. Like not a knife, not a butter knife, a knife, like a meat knife. Oh, fuck, So I just like, I don't know how they didn't see it, but I had some bad like trash containers next to me, so I just took it and I threw it. Nobody saw anything, so I closed the bag. I checked a couple of times more. There is no anything else, so I closed the bag and I put it in, and I go through the metal detector like nervous as fuck. I was sweating. It looked like I just like went outside of a swimming pool. I was fucking sweating. It was just like, oh, hell no. I mean, I don't like this. I don't freaking like this. So I passed the metal detector. The police stopped me. And they start to check me. And they keep me there. Like, normally, when you pass a metal detector and everything is okay, you can go. You're free to go. But they stop me there. They keep me there. And the bag, I see on the side that in the scanner, the bag starts to go back and forth. 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 Like, they were searching for something, you know? So the girl that was in the scanner looks at the other police officers. They were like, I don't see anything. I was like, oh, you mean the knife that they just put inside my shoe? No, I just throw it. And everybody was like, oh, fuck. They went so mad on me because I saw it that they were like, oh, fuck, and they left. I was like, oh, you motherfuckers. And I said to the police, like, did you know about all of this? They were like, yeah, we knew. Like, they came in, they told us that they did this to you, and they asked us if we could please, like, throw you down and put you the how is it called? The thing that they arrest you with. I don't know. I don't know how in Spanish is esposas. And they put you that and like scare the hell out of you and this. I was like, oh fuck, thanks the handcuffs, thank you. Oh damn, the handcuffs. and yeah, I was like, oh fuck. I mean, imagine that situation, being 16 and being retained in the fucking metal detector in an airport with people waiting in the other side. Oh man, I was so pissed and so lucky at the same time. So I just took the bag, just went from there, and then I thought, like, how can you even do that to me? I mean, that's another level. You know, I mean, thanks. I have to say thanks that they actually said something to the police officers. Imagine that they don't say anything. I mean, that that would have ended really bad. So yeah, they said like, okay, now you're a real man. You got us. So from this day on, we stopped doing things, and they actually stopped. But that was horrible. So you can see the level that I was into, the stress level, because every time we were flying, even if they told me that they stopped, I was still like, holy no. I mean, I'm still going to check everything in case of. But yeah, that was a funny story about that moment. But anyway, let's move forward a little bit. I'm playing that team, and then suddenly I hear from another club that they want me to start to train with them, because that club is the one that owns the biggest list that we had in that league that we had in that moment in Menorca. And they wanted to actually borrow me some days to actually train with them, because they will need people. And I talked with my boss, to say like this, or the technical director from my club, and we all agree. So I started to train with them, and things were going good. And all of a sudden, the next thing I know is that at the end of the season, they told me that they will sign a contract for me for next year to be playing with them. So that was just mind-blowing. So I started to play with this team, and we actually won the league. And it didn't go as expected. Basically, I mean, a lot of things in between, but like, just to like shorten it, long story short, I got a really bad injury around Christmas 3 years ago. 3 years ago. When I broke 3 ligaments, and the Achilles tendon was unpasted. Like the Achilles tendon goes from the calves until the bottom of your heel, so it was unpasted, and yeah, that fucked up the rest of the season that I had. So that was a really bad experience, even though we won. And yeah, I mean, I think, well, that fucked up the rest of the season and longer than that. So then that summer I started to work in the hotel where I met Fabio and everybody, and that was just a change in my life. After that I went to Barcelona. Bad idea, but I went to Barcelona, and from there I stayed a couple of months, and then I flew to Canarias when I was working as a fitness director too in another 4-star hotel. In Barcelona I tried to play basketball. I got into a club that was more toxic, that I don't know, that swallowing a full glass of, I don't know, poison. I mean, it was just bad. It was just really bad. And so I kind of stopped playing there, and more or less at the same time I moved to Canarias, where I didn't play basketball. So that means that after the injury I spent around 1 year, more than 1 year, without playing. Something that in a way I was happy, because I didn't finish things were really bad, and I didn't really want to be into basketball more. I was more into the gym part, and yeah, I was happy with that. So there was when I met my girlfriend, and so a couple of days I was having some breakdowns because I wanted to get into basketball again. I was missing it, and she encouraged me to play again. So we played a couple of times in the outside court there. I bought the ball and this and that, and I always had pain in my knees, and I met a physiotherapist that was working in that hotel that took it away. I mean, I've been struggling with my knees since I was 9. And I tried a hell of different things, and until I didn't met this physiotherapist, it didn't go away. So I'm really, really happy to have met that physiotherapist. And then we moved here to Sweden when I started to play basketball again, and in less than a year I'm working professionally as a basketball coach, basically. So that's where I come from. Now that have been a little bit long, but how did I go from basketball to podcasting and this? Well, before, when I was into basketball, I was a lot into video too. I did a couple of short films back in time. I always liked it. I was also thinking about studying filmmaker or director, and well, I didn't do it at the end, but I always been a lot into it, and my parents are photographers, so I also liked photography, but I liked more the video part and this and that. And one day I just thought, just why not just start it and see how it goes. And that's what I did. I started, and here we are right now. And I have to say that this also comes for the one that you're seeing this in YouTube. You can actually see that I have a whiteboard here in the back, but I also have a blackboard on my left side. And in that blackboard, I have like around midsummer, in the middle of the summer, I actually wrote down a couple of things that I wanted to do, and I named it Talayotich Mentality. Okay, and we'll talk about that now. And in that things, the second point of it says reading. I'm reading directly from there. Book / speech for fundraising, and a couple of other things. And I thought, why not? Yeah, let's do that. I mean, I can actually help in that ways. I have a couple of courses in life coaching. I have a scholarship in psychology that I still have to go through, and I said, like, why not? I can actually help. And I did a speech. in here in Sweden. It went really well. I would say it went really well, and I'm actually waiting to do another show, another speech, I don't know how it's called, but yeah, with a bigger company, a really big company here in Sweden, at least in my region, that got interested in it, and but now with Corona and everything, we had to stop it. But I'm waiting for it, and in that moment, I one of the people that were there is a friend of mine. He does video and music, this and that. And he told me like, you know what, you should also come either to my podcast or something like that. I was like, I always thought about having a podcast. The thing is, I have no experience in it. He was like, neither do I, but just start it, just do it. You're good at talking, and just go for it. I was like, okay, why not? So one day after, I just bought everything that I needed, like the microphone and the recorder and this and that, and here I am doing the podcast. Now it says for fundraisings. Why? Because, and this is connected with the t-shirt that I'm going to talk about now. But let's talk a little bit about Talayotic. Talayotic is where I come from, is Menorca. We had a period in the prehistory that nobody else in the world has or had. That is called Talayotic. The reason why we called it Talayotic is because we were building with really big stones, like 4 meters tall, 3 meters tall, apart of other things, but these ones, that they were like put over one to each other, like forming a T, We have no freaking idea how the fuck did we do it. We just know that they are standing still and they didn't break or fall in all this time. So that's what we called it Talayotic. And a part of the Talayot, Talayots is that this another building that we have no freaking idea now still for what was it used for. It's just like a tower of stones. That some of them you can actually go in, some other ones not. We have no idea. We think that is for I don't know, just to communicate from one town to another one and to guard and things like this. But there's also another one that says that it was where the biggest king or the boss from the town was leaving. But we have no idea. We have no freaking idea. So that is called Talayot. And basically. So for me, the Talayotic mentality is the mentality I've been raised. As I said before, my parents teach me what it is to work hard, what it is hard work, what it is to struggle and to fight for what you want. And they always teach me that. With that said, that means that I've been playing basketball since I'm 3. That means I lost, to say like this, I lost a lot of parties. I lost a lot. I mean, I'm not regretting it, but I lost a lot of things that, let's say like this, you are supposed to do when you were young, if you know what I mean. Okay, I lost a lot of them, and I'm not regretting it. I had some, and but because I've been into the basketball, that means that I always focus that if I'm having a game tomorrow, I'm not going to go out today. Or if I have to rest because I have 2 games this weekend, I'm not going to fuck it up. I'm going to sleep early. I'm going to eat well. I'm going to prepare. And after the game, I'm not going party. I'm going to rest because tomorrow I have another game maybe. Or if my friends call me to go out, I'm not going to go out because if I have a game or if I have a training, and I'm not going to miss a training because of this or that. So that means I always been into that mode, and I think that's the reason why I am what I am right now, because I'm still living with that mentality, and it's kind of the mentality that I want to impulse or to educate or to transmit to anybody that can be listening to this. The same thing that Marcos said about hard work is the reason. It's not only talent, it's hard working. For me, that is hard work. And I want to you want to succeed, you have to do this, So for me, I live in that, I have a sentence that I live for, and is, if you want to be different, you have to act different. Like if you act like everybody else, you will just be like everybody else. So if you want to make a difference and be different, you have to act different. So that's what I live for. So that's for me the Talayotic mentality. Because back in time, the Talayotic people were really strong. We were fighters. We were passionate. We protected our island till death. and we were hard workers. And so for me, that's the Talayotic mentality. I want to continue that way. And from that Talayotic mentality, I decided that is the first point actually that I wrote down, that it says clothes for fundraising. Okay. So that's also what I'm doing right now. Like we are like in 40 minutes in, so I'm going to do a little bit of publicity. I'm sorry. So I created that clothes under the name Talayotic Mentality in the collection From Us to Us. Okay, from hashtag From Us to Us. Why did I name it From Us to Us? Because for me, there's no from. I don't like the sentence from me to them or from us to them. For me, it sounds a little bit like I am here up and you're here down, or we are different as you. It's like us, I'm here, them there. Like we are helping you because we are us and you're them. I don't know. I just don't like how it sounds. For me, everybody's one. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Will Smith. I don't care if you're the king of Sweden. I don't care if you're a person that is homeless. I don't care who the fuck you are. You're just like everybody else. Then you can have your titles or whatever, but we are just one. So for that, that's the reason why I named it From Us to Us. And I created this brand that I'm having the t-shirt on, okay, that says Talayotic Mentality. It has a message behind that says, be different. There are too many normal people, okay? And it's the first time doing publicity of this. I mean, I've been working on it for a while. I have a website where you can visit. I will leave a link below. Okay, and at the 100% of the earnings of this collection, it will go destinated directly into a charity or an ONG to help people with problems. I'm still deciding which one, because I've been talking with a lot of them, and still they always tell me the same. Yeah, you give us the money, we give it to this, and then they give it to the other ones. And like, no. I don't know where that money will go. I want to directly give it to somebody who actually need it. I want to go. If I have to go, I don't care. I want to go and give the money. Like, here you go. This is for this. No, I don't want to send the money to one place that then goes to another place that then goes to another place. And no, I want to do it correctly, because I don't know where this money is going to go. So you will have more information if you follow the page. If you follow Talking Talayotic, Instagram and everything, you will have more information there. But I will leave a link below where you can check it out. We have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have tank tops, we have socks, we have leggings, we have different colors. We also have, that was really cool, we also have for a dress like for a dog. I know, I thought it was cool. So yeah, you can actually find it in the website. Leave the link below and you check it out. If you like it, good. They will send it directly to your house. If you don't like it, well, just share it. Maybe somebody else will like it. So yeah, that's why I created this. That's my mentality. That's why I'm doing this. And maybe there's some people saying like, but 100%? Really? You're not going to? Nah, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to keep anything from this. This collection, the reason is I want to help somebody else. I want to help all of us. And I think it's not fair if I stay with anything like this. Nah, I want to just send everything. And if I have to do something else, I will do something else. I don't care. But this is for help. So yeah, this is a little bit about me. I don't know if I'm missing anything. But yeah, I think I talked a little bit about everything, about me, especially about the podcast. That the idea is to, like, I don't know, the idea of the podcast is just, I don't know, just let people express, have a place where I can express myself, motivate people if they want, inspire people, give another point of view to life and to other problems or whatever you can have. And I would really appreciate if you let me know somehow, either in YouTube in the comments or in I don't know, in Instagram or Facebook or email or wherever, or WhatsApp or wherever. what you think about the podcast. What do you want me to talk about? If there's anything specific that you want, if there's anything that you would like to hear, if there's anybody in special that you want me to interview. Maybe you know somebody that can be quite interesting, that have this kind of mentality that you want me to interview. But yeah, I mean, that's up to you. And if you don't like it, also let me know. Like this, like I don't care. Like this is wrong. Okay, perfect. The sound is bad. Yeah, I know. I told you. I mean, the sound here is not good. Hopefully, it will change soon. But yeah, I don't know. Also, I have to say there are some things coming up soon. Next interview, we're going to have a couple of sections, new sections. We're going to have as you will see. I'm not going to even say it. Just keep in touch. Like it will be a little bit different. The dynamic will change a little bit. It will be quite cool. And we're having, actually, I'm thinking about the guests that they are coming. And the next 3 guys, they are going to be quite interesting. We have 2 dancers, and we have, you will see. I'm not even going to say anything. You're going to see. Keep in touch. It's going to be quite interesting. So what else? I don't know. We are in 46 minutes. It has been a while talking. I don't know if I'm missing anything. But I don't know. I think this podcast is going to be a little bit shorter. I just wanted to talk a little bit, and I think it was time to do it. Yeah, this is a question I ask a lot to the guests. That is, how do you deal with failure? And I think it's only fair if I also answer this question. How do I deal with failure? I would lie. I could be the good guy now and be like, no, I just calm down. I do a little bit of yoga or meditation, and I talk calmly. And I would be lying if I say that. And I want to be completely open. I normally scream and yell around. I normally stress the hell out of me, and I kind of punish myself into working harder, and I normally scream around. And the thing is, as I said before, I'm somebody who has no filter. What that means is, if I don't care about you, I will just go to destroy. I don't care about you, so I will just destroy you. Like I will not care if I hurt you. That's it. If I care about you, I will still go without filter, in a way of, I care about you, so I want you to have clear what I think about this, or what I know about that, or what I feel about that. So that means if I think that what you're doing is shit, I will say it. Like, I will not say like, yeah, it's good, you can do it better. No, I will say that's a fucking shit, you know. And I will not care. I will not care, because for me it's important that you have somebody next to you that can actually tell you this is a shit. So for me it's the same. So what that means is that when I deal with failure, I do this. I do the same thing to me. I go hard on me, and the bad thing is, back in time, I didn't know how. My mom always said something to me, and it's really true. And maybe she would not like to hear this, but it's true. That is like, I have a really poisoning tongue. That means when I talk and I'm mad about something, I'm just going to explode to whoever I have around. I don't care who you are. I will just explode, because like, oh yeah, I'm mad. I don't want to talk. If you tell me something and you piss me off, I'm just going to explode against you. So like there have been times where that had been quite bad. Now what I did and what I learned to do is, if, let's say for example, I'm playing a game, or I'm coaching the team and we lose that game, and I'm pissed with that. So I will normally get out of there, not talk to anybody, could be completely in silence and completely like get away from people. And when I meet my girlfriend, I will be like, I don't want to talk with you. I don't want you to talk with me right now. I'm pissed. This happened. So the best thing is like, if you can keep it shut for a moment, and when I feel like I can talk again and I'm more calm, I will come to you. Because if not, I know that even if I'm not trying to hurt her or anything, I will just explode, because I will have an attitude, and then whatever, it can make me explode. So it's like, just keep the distance for a moment, because you're not the reason why I'm mad, and I don't want you to take it. So just keep it there a moment, and I will come to you. Don't worry, because I always come to you, then I talk. But if you stress me in the moment, like if you tell me anything in that moment, I will never come to you again. I will just be distant with you. But just respect a little bit a moment, my space. Let me torture my mind a little bit. Let me calm myself down, and then I will come and talk. So don't worry. So that's a little bit how I deal with failure. And actually, the whiteboard that I have here back, it was a moment where I was pissed. So I did buy this gigantic, because it's quite big. I don't know, in the video maybe it doesn't look like this big, but it's quite big. It's like, I don't know, it was like, I think 80 per 90, I don't know, 70 per 90 or something like that. I mean, it's quite big. So I was like pissed because something were not working the way that I wanted it to go. And in the basketball, like, I couldn't get why something was going wrong. So I was like, you know what? I cannot work with the computer, with the paper. I need to actually have a place that I can be standing, that I can write down, and that I can delete easily, and that I can paint kind of and delete it. So I bought this big motherfucker here. And so yeah, that's kind of how I deal with failure. It's like I push myself into doing things, into working with it. I'm not going away. I fail with this. I want to understand, why did I fail? What did I do? What happened? What was the consequence? And how can I not fail again? That's what I like to do. Like, yeah, kind of go over it and over and over and over until I have it. And if I don't have the answer of all these questions, I will not go away. I will not move on. I need to know the answers of all of this if I don't want to fail again. You know? So I think that thing, even if it's now white, maybe you can see the little bit of color up here, but this is how I normally deal with my failures. So like, write down like, you're a stupid motherfucker. No, I just write down here like, this happened. I had to do this. I didn't do it. Why? You know, like, yeah. So that's more or less how I deal with failure, a part of the screaming. And I normally put my headphones on, and I have a new JBL headphones. This is not promo or anything. I just bought them. I'm really happy with them. So I'm just saying, this is a new JBL. I think they are called JBL 750 NBT or something like that. They are really good. Have noise cancelling, so that means somebody can be screaming next to me and I will not hear a shit. And I will put my music loud as fuck. And I will put my metal music, because I'm a metal person. And I will put my Nightwish or whoever that screams in my ears. And I can fall asleep with that, actually. So it's for me, it's like being in heaven. But yeah, I will put my music. I will completely forget about the world, and I will deal with that. If it takes me an hour. If it takes me one day. If it takes me a week, 1 week. I will not move on without understanding, why did I fail? What did I do? What happened? What's the consequence? And how can I not fail again? If I have any of these questions still around and I try to move on, I'm not able. I will still think about this question all the freaking time. So I think it's a good way. Also, it's a bad way, because I overthink everything and I go into a lot of detail and this. So sometimes it's quite hard. But yeah, that's how I deal with failure. If you want, let me know how you deal with failure, and we can share it, and maybe I can comment some of them or whatever. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. I mean, is there anything else that I need to say? Nah, I think I just want to talk a little bit. Just let it out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see the reactions to the new sections. One of them is going to be really fun. The other one is going to be really interesting. What else do I ask to the... No, I think that's a little bit everything. So yeah, I mean... Yeah, I think I can give this as finished. 54 minutes. Quite good, actually. Quite good. But yeah, we talked a little bit about my life, how I got here, a little bit about me, my mentality, and how do I reach and why do I do the podcast? What's the meaning of the podcast? What's the meaning of Talayotic, the mentality, and how do I deal with failure? There's more things that I can talk about, but I think that if you are interested in it, if you liked it, I can talk. Just let me know if you like this. If you want to know anything more about me, if you want to know about, I don't know, my tattoos, because I have tattoos. If you want to know about a little bit more my life, a little bit more about my mentality, if you want to know, I don't know, wherever you feel that you want to know, just let me know. I'm happy that I can express and I can help people. And if you have some problems, I don't know, like, let's say I'm having this problem, I feel like I failed this. The speech that I did is about success. So maybe you're interested in that. How do I reach success? How do you reach success? Or what is this? What is that? What is success for you? So I have material to actually talk. So just ask. Just let me know. But yeah, if there's nothing else, I think we're going to finish this. Just thank you very much for listening to this podcast. Hopefully soon I will have a better sound and a better place and maybe more decoration that are not just a whiteboard and a white wall on the back. Hopefully soon. Looking forward to that. And thank you very much for being there. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if there's anything. If you liked it, I would really appreciate either a follow or whatever, or subscribe if you're in YouTube, or a like, a comment, recommend it. I don't even know how to say this, but just if you like it, just share it so more people can actually see it and can enjoy this podcast. And I will see you. I don't really want to stop recording because I'm really enjoying this. But yeah, I will see you next week with our guest. That's going to be really interesting. Actually, he's a really interesting guy. You will see who's coming. So have a good weekend. When you're seeing this, it will be Friday. So have a good weekend and see you next time.